Hey guys, I thought I'd just show you how to build a little bit of a mod. Just take you through some of the steps that I did to make one. And yeah, because there's not much out there at the moment. So what you'll do is you'll start a new project, probably in new projects right here. You'll give it a project name. Um, Once you've done that, I'm just going to open up a project that I've already done so that I don't have to input tons of things. What will happen is it will start loading up this screen, and this is actually pretty important, this testing screen, where it's going to allow you to input yourself into the game, because it's going to allow you to use something called debug mode, which is Control Shift F11. So once this comes up, um, we'll basically be in like a big blue nothingness. Um, you select which site you want. I'm just selecting the crash site. Yeah, you'll end up in a big blue nothingness, and you're like, "What's this?" So you click, I think with middle mouse button, you look around. Over here, use WASD, get over here. This is the crash site where we start. Now if I press this controller button over here, it's gonna input a person. So in this case, it's Karlak. She's like way off screen. So what you do is you gotta go over here and you gotta press Control and T, and then you'll teleport to where your pointer is. And that ain't the greatest, but if I can get her over here, maybe you can walk around. So walking around with Karlak here is cool. But what you can also do is you can do Control Shift F11. Maybe I clicked the wrong one there. Control Shift F11. And you can do things like input spawn item. And if you know the UUID of the item, you can then just start typing it in here, like BB01. Okay, so you've got this whatever you can put in there, right? So if you want like a dagger that you're changing or whatever, you can input it there. Now, what you'll want to be familiar with is then how to put that's how to put the weapon in. So you spawn it in that way. But originally you're not going to have a weapon. So, or an armor or whatever you're going to change. So look down here at root templates. If that's not open, I believe it is up here somewhere. This one, this box of crayons, view and create resources. Um, oh, this shows you all the things in the game, like the weapon models and things like that. Like this is a model of like looks like oh, it's a Myconid. Okay. And oh, it's a hook horror, right? So that's a model of a hook horror that appears over there. If I can look, I'll look for a weapon and just use a filter up here to look for a weapon. And so let's say orange dagger, right? You'll see it appearing over here. And yeah, you can basically select what you want to start using. So say if we're gonna alter Seville's needle or something like that, we can just right click on this and create new from selected. And basically what that does, or override in the active mod, and you can create new from selected. You don't want to necessarily do it with these visual files, though. You'll want to do it with item files. So Item files. If you're looking to change the model, that would be the file that you change, but we're not looking to change a model. So what I would typically do is, I think I go down into here, yeah, in this one, in the root templates, rather than the resources manager. So root templates, what's that? Is that the root templates? Or is that the root templates? One of these is root templates somewhere. I don't know, but it opens this one, which is normally open by default. But if we go here, we can click off any sort of thing that we don't want when looking through these files. And you can see there's just all these now items that are here. So if we wanted to look for armor, let's say agility. Okay, so here we've got, for whatever reason, endgame half plate came up. So that's armor of agility. So that makes sense why it would show up then. So this showed up here, and if you wanted to alter that, you totally could. You would just right click on this and you go to create new from selected. And what you'll see is this comes up. This might confuse you. You might be like, what is this? But essentially, this is the same thing as this sidebar over here, or very similar to it, where there's just, like this says armor of agility, and it's got all these different things. But what most people will be interested in is, like, far down the bottom, it says stats. And so this part here won't be grayed out once we've created the new name. So let's just say half plate and then 1 or something like that. That's if you like the look of the armor of agility. Maybe you want it to look differently, so you'll get something else. And you can change these things. I know that the descriptions, the only thing I know of the descriptions is this technical one fills in. That's all I know from right now. Like if you fill in the technical one, it'll show up in game, like a normal description. I don't understand where these other ones show up yet. And what's another thing? So another thing is the display names. So you can have a display name unknown. So before you pick it up, you can have it say something else like unidentified dagger or something, or unidentified armor. And then you can, once someone passes the lore check, they can get it to say armor of agility. So that's the thing you can do with this display name unknown here, which is interesting. You don't really want to change any of these things too much. The thing that might change generally is if you have like a different physics resource or visual model resource, or maybe you want like a different root template. But since we've already got this one loaded up, it's assuming that's the one that we want to use. So you give it this different name, and you press create. And what will happen is this will come down into your mod name, and then all of a sudden you'll have this file here, but there's not a tick on this side. And to get a tick on this side, I think you have to like save it. See, like that, and you get a tick, right? And what you can do is you can go down here. Where's the stats? Stats. Okay. So I could choose different stats for this. So I could just make it into the same stats as something else, like hide armor, for example. It's no problem. You just press set, and then it would have the hide armor sort of abilities, like after you save this. which I actually don't know how to save this side menu, other than going into here and then just starting this up, and then it always gives me this prompt. So I'm like, oh, now I can save this root template. Okay. And there are unsaved items you still want to save. And it's like, yes. And then we can import it, right? Control Shift F11. Oh wait, I gotta click on the screen. Control Shift 11. And we can start typing it in. 8, whoop, spawn item. Sorry for me being completely uncoordinated at this. 0. Eight. Okay, so this isn't showing up for whatever reason. Not yet, anyway. Sometimes when that happens, what I do is I just take this. Hold on. And I just, this is kind of like a silly way to do it, but I've come across this thing before and I don't know how to fix it properly. So I just have a workaround, which is create new from selected. And I just create a second one. So just create that and then save that. And then I'll just use the other UUID. So go here, Control Shift like this. Go to click. Spawn item. And then F5 ADED. It didn't load it. But presuming you do it right, which I guess I haven't done. What's going on here? Presuming you do it right. Okay, I'll just show you with a different thing so that I don't waste your time. Presuming you do it right, you can input the thing that you want. So on this mod, I have something else which is already done. Where is it? Not sure why it doesn't show. Ah, that's why it doesn't show. So I have this human greatsword here. So what I can do is Control Shift F11 and this will show you. So 5EE0 and it comes up here. So you click this, you click enter, and it's going to spawn the item into the world. And here it is, Mysterious Blade. Spawns it in where you click it. So then press I, and all of a sudden got this Mysterious Blade. So in order to put all these different properties and stuff on it, I'll show you how to do that. But first, I just wanted to show you how to potentially just change it so it has different attributes. Actually, I can show you another thing. So I can change this stats from the Bane of Avernus to something else. So let's call it the Sharon Spear and just set it as that. What I'll do is I'll have to go out of game mode and then that's going to save it differently again. And then we go into here. It's still got the object, but now I can just change the thing on it. that didn't actually change it. Normally when you change it somewhat, I might need to like input it again so that it actually changes. But say normally when you that's strange. Okay, I don't understand why it's not changing. But usually if you change anything on this stats part it will actually change what it is. So the bane of Avernus. Don't particularly want to change that. So anyways, I'll go there, and up here you see this thing. This is the stats editor. You go in here and you go down to your mod, and you click this drop down stats here. You right click on this, and then you can create new for like armor or weapon or whatever. Let's create a new one for armor. The armor here, it's got all this stuff, and you're going to be like, what do I fill in for these? Just go to the root template, double click on it. Maybe not that one. Parent. And then pick an armor that you want to base the stats off. It doesn't matter what one you pick, because you can also do another thing. So I don't know, let's just say let's go agility. Or if I had paid attention to what the agility name was, I'd be able to do it with that. Let's just do that, whatever. What I like to do is I like to get a second armor that I'm taking, or weapon that I'm taking the property from. Like, I don't know, maybe there's something that has something interesting on it. I don't know. Fancy helmet, bone spike, armor. Let's say bone spike armor, okay? So it's going to show you this root template thing, and you can change that. If you know the UUID, you can search for it and you can change what it looks like. But this also just helps you see what it looks like and stuff. Where is this? So if you go across, you've got all these different things. Passives on equip. Okay. So most of these you can hover over and they'll tell you what they do. Or you can look at other armors or other weapons and they'll tell you. So this says passives on equip. So this one has something called these ones. So Magic Barbarian, Meat Shield, and passive, and Magic Barbarian Bone Spike passive. So the Bone Spike passive, if I wanted to put that on an armor, I can just take this, copy, and I can go up here, put like a semicolon, and put that in. And then the armor would have that. Since I haven't named what the new stat is, it just comes up as new stat 0. But you can make as many new stats for different items as you want, just by adding, a new line, or just adding something else down here. And you can use these as like references as well. Like you can just be like, oh, well, what things does I don't know, a rich hat use? And it's not going to give you any passives or status on equip, but yeah, is what it is. So you can change things like that. You can change like what the armor type is. You can change what proficiencies it requires. So proficiency group and things like that. So there's a drop down for proficiencies. So you can change whatever stats that you want, and then you would save it. You can also do like validate it, but you can save whatever you've done. So if we go over here into Bane of Avernus over here, I base it off the Flail of Ages initially. This is good to show you just because it shows you that no, the weapon isn't going to look like it is in this root template, but it just searches the thing and looks it up. So I started on Flail of Ages because that was the first ability that I wanted on it. You can change what damage it does. You can change its weapon reach. You can change the action points it costs. You can change like something might cost like a bonus action. I'm sure you could put like a bonus action, but I'm not sure what it's called. So you'd need to look up somewhere else where that is. I changed the status to legendary and all that sort of stuff so that it would be appropriately expensive. You can change like weapon enchantment. You can make it have different abilities. So this one has the ability to give the character +3 charisma. And it has these other weapon abilities from other weapons. They automatically input themselves into the description, so you don't need to rewrite out anyone else's any other description. Passives on main hand, passives on offhand, passives on equip. Like different weapons will have different things, and I just get them from like, okay, this one's from Murderous Dagger, and you go across and you find like, okay, this has Orin Bolas Dagger passive, and you can just copy that and paste that into the top one to create that stat. And in this one, I put proficiency group none because I wanted everyone to be able to wield it because it's a magic sword, basically, that's equipable by anyone. And so, yeah, I'd save like, I would save it. I'm not going to save it in this case. But yeah, once you save all these things, they'll click green. You can import it into, like once you click on this, you should be able to see you'll see this, you'll see what it looks like over there. So you can preview the item and also its icon. By over there, and yeah, and you do the debug thing. And you can input it, and then you just see what it's like in game. And you take the UUID, and you can use like I don't know how to input it into the game yet. I know there's one way. You can go to Stats Editor. You can go to Equipment. And in this equipment thing, you can, for example, equip Karlach with different stuff so that when they start the game, she starts with an instrument violin, which is why she starts with a violin in this mod. Like she just randomly starts with a violin because I just tested, and you can make this into. I'm not sure if I can actually find weapon underscore human. See, it's kind of limited what ones you can find because they're based on like the equipment things. But you can input just basic equipment this way. So I'm not sure how you can get your actual thing to start as someone's equipment. But I know you can do stuff like on treasure table as well. So you can do stuff on treasure table. And if you don't want to look at like these empty treasure tables, like if I create a treasure table like this, it'll just be empty. And yeah, you can like try double clicking on these things and see if they've got drop downs and stuff. But generally you might want to look up here, like in Gustav, Shared Dev, Gustav Deb, and look at their treasure tables. So you won't be able to change it, but this will give you like all the reference you need to understand like how it's working. So it looks like treasure comes in like these. I wonder if these are drop downs. No, they're not. It can't be modded anyway from this. So you might want to like copy it from here and get it pasted down here so that it's actually in your mod, which I don't know how to do. But say, I don't know. I think you just start creating it in treasure table. Anyways, so it'll tell you like, I don't know, there's drop counts, append, not override, okay. Frequency of drops, okay. You could make a unique sort of treasure table name, I suppose. So maybe over here, treasure groups. So you make a new treasure group, which if we look here, this doesn't have treasure groups. Maybe this has treasure groups. Nope. Maybe this has treasure groups. Nope. Just curious what that, if it's any different. It's not different. I don't know. So I don't know how you would input it, but you can change treasure stuff and things like that, whatever. So then what you do when you finished, you go to project and project settings and you just input your things. So I just take a screenshot from here and I input that there so that has the weapon things and whatever. It's pretty lazy, but whatever. You put in the name of the mod, and once you fill out this and this, you can publish it, or you can publish it local. Publishing it local will give you a pack file. That pack file, you just put it in your, what is it? The local folders, Larian Studios, Baldur's Gate 3, and then mods, and you put it in there, and it will come up on the installed part of mod settings in like the mod manager inside of patch 7's Baldur's Gate 3, and then you can play it from there locally if you want to test it that way, or you can publish it, and if you press publish, it'll take you to the mod IO page. You'll be able to figure out how the mod IO page works, so I won't waste more time here.